Yes. Yes. People love showcase performances, especially group routines. And if you have a girl dancing with sabers, they go crazy. Especially if she's wearing a nice dress.
It's quite a sight to behold. And how does it make you feel, both physically and mentally, when you're holding this saber and waving it around the way you do?
Coordination is key. You can injure yourself with a sharp saber. It's a dangerous implement. There have been incidents where people impaled themselves while switching hands. All kinds of things can happen. You need years of training to make sure something like that won't happen. Or use a blunt saber for your dance, if it doesn't include slicing. It is safer. I think blunt sabers are more suitable for flanking.
Yeah.
From Battlefield Stadium in the city of Kings and Queens. As I was saying, Highlanders on number 9 in the standings. Yes, they could still go down. Dynamos, number 15. Yes, they could still go down. 4 teams, remember, go down. And it's topsy-turvy. Green Fuel we're second from last yesterday, but they've jumped up, they've gone up, but it's still not certain. Green Fuel could still go up. So from number 9 to number 17, because number 18 are out. Right, to help us look ahead to this big game, I'm joined by a staunch fan of German Bundesliga side, the one that is called Werder Bremen. They drew 2-2 with a team from the Bundesliga, were second from the bottom, Heidenheim 2-2. And Werder Bremen now, at least out of the relegation zone, they are now number 11. I'm talking about the man we call Uche. He's Archibald Mundava. Uche, welcome to the show. And well done, 2-2 yesterday against Heidenheim.
Legendary. Yeah. Good afternoon to you. It's good to be here. And to Zimbabwe, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching us on the global village. And you know what, CNN, you follow Werder Bremen with passion.
No, I was just checking.
Pinpoint precision.
Pinpoint. But I was just checking. I'll tell you the team that I follow. We are number 2. You will know. We are number 2 in the English Championship. Coventry. We were number 1 after we won earlier on, and then Frank Lampard's Coventry won and they overtook us. So I'm talking about the English Championship. I'm talking about Middlesbrough. We are number 2 to Coventry. But Uche, the mother of all battles upon us.
Mother of all battles upon us. And CNN, like you said earlier on, Dynamos up against the Highlanders. Normally talking who's going to take who's going to the podium to be crowned. But how things change, how times change. Yeah. And right now they are in the relegation matrix. And if you look at the 3 possible results, victory, loss, draw for Dynamos today, they need outright victory to be out of the murky waters, because as we speak right now, position 15, if the premiership is going to end today, Dynamos are going to be relegated.
Yes, there you have it, the aerial view of the City of Kings as we brace ourselves for what surely is going to be a Herculean task for both Highlanders and Dynamos. Uche, beautiful scenes there, the City of Kings and Queens.
Yeah, beautiful scenes, and even from afar you can see the turf. The turf is very, 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 very fantastic. So obviously a beautiful game on our cards. But like we said earlier on, the CNN Emagumeni, the home ground of Highlanders, is their favorite hunting ground. They've been getting the results against Dynamos. If you look in the since 2015, in the past 10 years.
As we see there, Uche, the Highlanders fans feeling very confident. I mean, this game, it has been blowing up right throughout the week. And the Highlanders fans, very confident, Uche.
Very confident of victory, CNN, and this is predicated on the recent history where Highlanders has been prevailing over Dynamos. The beauty of the game, black and white, that's their color. It reminds me of two Prisa Mazembe from the DR of Congo. They also come from the second biggest city, that is Lubumbashi. they also wear black and white.
Oh yes, black and white. That's Highlanders, and you'll be hearing from the Highlanders fans in the Soweto stand, Southern stand, and the Eastern stand. You'll be hearing lyrics like this: Highlander, itimu yezwe lonke, wakalo matengwane, wakala kwaze kwasa. That's what you'll be hearing. And well, from the northern end, Mpilo end, you'll be hearing lyrics like this: Timbare itimu yedu, zorabata usekerere, kanandava usandi chemende dandega. Usegerere, Timbare. Those are the lyrics that you will be hearing from Field Stadium. And Uche, I mean, it's always, this Battle of Zimbabwe always lights up the whole nation.
At least when CNN, I'm afraid maybe after this program, either Dynamos or Highlanders will steal you because to be the lead singer.
Yeah, that's right. So it depends who's going. I tell you, I'm beg for me, Indian. You boss are in the Jimba Highlander. You team me as well. Can now Timbare, team we. We're in a big legend around a big. Right. The last time these two teams met at Rufaro Stadium, it ended goalless, 0-0. And there's a common denominator to this game here. You will know it. It's Pastor KK, Kelvin Kayindu. He was coaching Highlanders, and after quitting Highlanders or being sacked, it depends which way you want to look at it. He joined Dynamos, and Uche, Pastor KK, the common denominator. Of course, Highlanders now under new head coach, returning Peter De Jong. But Pastor KK, Kelvin Kayindu, the common denominator here.
Yeah, the common denominator. And CNN, when he joined the Dynamos, be it his relatives or colleagues, they will never ever advise him to join a team which is going down. But I don't know what was going through his mind. He said, let me get the team. And imagine, out of the 7 or so games he has played today, 5 victories and 2 draws. It shows that he's on an upward trajectory. And today, facing his former paymasters, also the relegation hovering over his head. We will see how he will fashion it for Dynamos.
Right, okay, you know what we're going to do now? We are going briefly to Emagumeni, to Babafield Stadium, because Valentine Mabugu, Vava, is there at Emagumeni. And let's find out what Vava has for us from Bulawayo.
Electrifying atmosphere here at Babafield Stadium this afternoon. They don't come as big as this one. It is 2 of Zimbabwe's biggest clubs and 2 of Zimbabwe's most successful clubs. Dynamos and Highlanders battle it out here at Emakumeni. It's an electrifying atmosphere. The crowd is packed. It's all excitement. That's what we bring you here at ZBC TV as we welcome you to Emakumeni. And of course, I'm a man who never walks alone. I've got Tanu Butlepepe. Tanu, I can't emphasize any further. We have to look at this encounter, how big and important for these 2 sides.
Yeah, one of the most biggest encounters in Zimbabwe, the 2 most popular teams in Zimbabwe. It's quite unfortunate that they are playing for survival today, but nevertheless, it doesn't take away the excitement. Quite a good game that we're expecting today.
And of course, I still have Justice Majavi, who's here. Justice, they don't come as big as that. You're a former player, you have experienced this. What will be going through the players looking at such a crowd? And when you come out for warm-up and everyone starts cheering it like we saw De Jong do with the players earlier on.
You know, I already have goosebumps, you know. I should be playing. But, you know, it's interesting seeing, the players. It motivates such a game. It's a big game for both teams, although it's a relegation fight. But I think it's a very good game, this one, and it's a very good afternoon. Also, the stadium is packed. You can see the fans all over, both ends. And as you know, traditionally, Dynamos at the Mpilo end and at the Soweto end, Highlanders at the Soweto end. We need to see this. It's very important. Very good one.
All right, so there you have it as we were bringing you that electrifying atmosphere, and the expectation is big. Let's take you back to Charles Sianeri Mabika in the studio for further analysis looking at the 2 sides this afternoon.
Yes, thanks so much there to Vava, of course, with Chief Justice. He is there, and Dalu Butle Bebe. So they will be in the commentary box. Right, let's just move away a little bit from Dimbare, from Iboso, and talk about yesterday. Yesterday, Maviravira, Scotland, have now their own fate. Their own destiny in their own hands. They beat Moors by 1-0, whilst their nearest rival, Zimbabwe, went down to Ngezi Platinum by 2-1. So that thrust Scotland further ahead, 6 points better than Zimbabwe. They are on 62 and Zimbabwe on 56. I mean, it's theirs now, Uche, to lose. It's for them to lose it.
Rightly so, CNN, because if you look at the gap of 6 points, Maviravira, you have the luxury of losing the next game and still remain at the top of the Premiership standings. So I think they are now in a no-nonsense mood. They've been getting the results, the 3 points, and the Simba Bora also faltering on the most crucial stage. But I think
they were leading 1-0, Uche, in the first half. Simba Bora, yes. And they just fell.
Yes, and they just fell 2-1 against Platinum Stars, prevailing over them. But I think the confidence was knocked off by their participation in the CAF tournament, where they were eliminated. From there, they were just on a downward trend.
Right, let's see first the arrival of Iboso. That's what the Highlanders fans will be telling you. There they are. They disembark at Babafield Stadium with the adrenaline pumping. And yes, they know they could still be relegated. They are in 9th position on 35 points. So it's a must-win game for them. And Uche, these are the two biggest sides in this country. And for them to be meeting, like I said at the top of the show, the first time in the Premiership that these two have met, and once they're fighting relegation.
Unbelievable, CNN, unbelievable. Because if you look at the Dynamos, your Highlanders, Ed Cape United with the Matrix, I would really call them the firstborns of Zimbabwean football.
Yeah.
And whenever we do our analysis for these teams, we are so brutal because the reality that's on the ground is not looking good.
It's not.
Look at the top order now. We have your Scotland, followed by Simba Bora. There is also Moors part of the mix. No Cape United, no Dynamos, and no Highlanders. What does it mean? The landscape is changing.
It is changing.
And they ought to change their ways, because this is a reality check, and you cannot continue hiding.
You can't.
Yeah.
Yes, a reality check. And as we see there, at Babafields, a reality check. And I'm sure the director of Maviravira Scotland Football Club, the Honorable Pedisai Scott Sakupkanya, is just keeping his fingers crossed. I know he's watching, and you are keeping your fingers crossed there, Honorable, because Maviravira there on the threshold of emulating what Black Rhinos did 40 years ago. Here come Timbare timu yedu sorabata usegerere. The Dynamos fans will be singing that. Kanandava usandije bendeda dega. Say paugama. Awara bora runagidza awara. Bora runagidza. Brozizeva wakumana newaskana. Timbare, their record league title winners 22 times. 22 times, but for the first time well, it's not for the first time, the second time in the Premiership history, as we see the names on the backs there, no longer George Shire, no longer Moses Chunga, no longer Gift Ketum Pariwa, no longer Justice Majavio, Edward Sadomba. It's all new names now, but they last won the league title 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago, 12 years ago in 2014, and we see pictures of a packed Babafield. Like I was saying, these two teams have been the hallmark of the Zimbabwe game. Of course, Dynamos have won more league titles, 22. That's a record. And Highlanders have done their bit as well, far below Dynamos with 7 titles to their belt. But still, the competition has been fierce. I was talking about those great names, Shaya, Chunga, and for Highlanders side, Timon Mabaleka, Peter Ndlovu, Adam Madinda Ndlovu, Willard Kumalo, Dr. Dumisani Nyoni. The list is endless. But now, new names, new actors on the stage, and they've got to do it. You've got your Emmanuel Jalai, Kapopi, Shadrach Nyahwa. You've got Jairus Kasondo. For Highlanders, you've got Andrew Mbeba. You've got Ariel Sibanda. You've got all those Reason Sibanda. You've got Maninja, Brighton Ngobe. They are new actors, but Uche, these fans here will be expecting those new actors to really shine on this Zimwood stage at Emagumeni, not Hollywood.
Rightly so, CNN. And if you look at the lineup for Highlanders, yes, Andrew Mbeba is there. Melikaya Ngube is also part of the proceedings. Recent Sibanda, who overpromised in the opening games, but he just went a bit down. Yeah, for Dynamos, you mentioned Kapopi, a very key player in the setup. That's why he got the call to the Warriors because of the way he has been leading Dynamos.
And the man of the moment, their goalkeeper, Prince Tafire Mutsa.
Yes, in the past 5 games, he has made some crucial and suicidal saves that have kept the road getting wider for Dynamos to remain in the Premiership. So today, Highlanders, they'll be comfortable with a draw, but Dynamos,
they have to win
outright victory. But imagine saying for the past 10 years, they haven't beaten Highlanders in open play.
They haven't. So they'll be trying to do that, sharing the. Let me tell you, for the past 10 years, Dynamos haven't beaten Highlanders, and for the previous 10 years before that. Yes, you guessed it. Highlanders had not beaten Dynamos. So this just shows you how these two have been at the power struggle of football since national football was started back in 1962. Yes, 1962, with the first winners of the league being Bulawayo Wanderers, and Dynamos winning it in their first year of formation in 1963. They were not there in 62, and then Highlanders and Dynamos have been doing battle at Emagumeni, at Rufaro, at the National Sports Stadium, everywhere. So this is how my very good friend, the Godfather Robson Sharuko, came up with the term the Battle of Zimbabwe. Yes, and it is definitely the Battle of Zimbabwe. Right, Uche, I'm gonna, in case I forget, I wanna ask you. Yeah. I'm not going to ask you about Werder Bremen because the game was played yesterday too. Which way do you think this one is going to go?
And unfortunately, there's no way to hide.
Yeah, no way to hide. Yeah. You are in open view.
I'll give it 1-0 to Dynamos. The reason being that Dynamos are the angrier and hungrier of the two sides, and juxtapose that with the results of yesterday, where Greenfield, 1-5-0, and they wiggled their way out of the relegation matrix.
But they're still not out of it.
No, not out of it. But I'm saying for now, Dynamos now going down also to be part of the red zone, the last 4. So what they need is outright victory. Right,
so Uche has it 1-0 to Dimbari. So, yes, I'm going to have it 1-0. Imposo. So, I don't know how this one is going to be. So, brace yourselves because, listen, we're in for a ride. But we'll also keep you updated on. We've got 2 other games happening. Caps United take on Manica Diamonds at Rufaro Stadium. Yes, and at Gibbo Stadium, Triangle United, who are fighting relegation. Caps and Manica fighting relegation. Triangle take on Chicken Inn. We'll keep you updated. Right. Be ready, get ready. The mother of all battles is almost with us. We are crossing over to Babafield Stadium to join Valentine Mabugu, Chief Justice Majavi, and Dalu Bebe for that commentary. Right. Coaches. Coaches. It's okay. Okay.
teams from history, not from the recent, but from the history. Because in the history, both teams had a lot of success. When you look to the log, both teams need the points. From our side, we are this moment on 35. We need to go down 39. 39 we are safe, because most of the teams are playing to each. That means for us we need 4 points out 4 games. Then we are safe. Reason is not starting, because he's not 100% fit. Dus he start on the bench. Is 80%, 70, 80, 85. Dus he start on the bench, but he's not 100% fit. Maar it's possible that he can come second half of last half hour when it is needed. And in general, okay. The preparation was okay. We were yesterday in camp, and we are now here. So let's hope on a good game from both sides. Good referee, good linesmen, fair play, and that we make a good result.
I come back at BF, different atmosphere. I think first time I'm going to a different changing room, and it seems a bit different, but today it's a big game when these two teams are meeting. I think there's nothing that you can take away from there. The passion, the emotions, the excitement, everything will be there. All that we need is just for us to be calm and allow the fans to enjoy the game. We have tried to maintain basically the same team that has been playing. The only change that we have is Clive comes in for Magwaza, who is not part of the team, and is the only change that we have made. We are basically using the same team that has been playing the last few games.
A big game, because 2 big teams from history.
Gaffers there. First it was Peter de Jong, his second stint with Highlanders, and then Pastor KK, Kelvin Kayundu, his first stint at Dimbare, but coming from his second stint at Highlanders. So you heard, if you're just joining us, if you didn't know, Uche Achiford Mundava has focused 1-0 for Dimbare. I have focused 1-0 for Highlanders to make it real interesting. I don't know who you are begging out there, but let's hope that we will see a fair game. We pray that there won't be any violence. There wasn't any violence when these two teams met at Rufaro Stadium. It ended 0-0, and we are praying to the Almighty that whatever result, please, you Highlanders fans, you Dynamos fans, just take that victory or the loss gracefully, because that's what it is. So we just pray, because we never condone violence in any form, even at home. Iwe, hakuna kurova madam wako. Imi madam, musarobe blast. Like atidi so. Uche. Yeah, we don't want.
Yeah, if you look at this rivalry, if we just go to Europe in the EPL, your Liverpool versus Man City, go to the La Liga, the El Clasico, Real Madrid against the Barcelona, go to the Bundesliga, Borussia Dortmund against Bayern Munich. So this is classified also in the big football.
Oh yes,
yeah. Even you go to North Africa, you Zamalek against Al Ahly next door. Or so in Soweto Derby, when Orlando Pirates play against Kaizer Chiefs. So this is a big game by any margin. And sometimes the players don't even need the motivation of the coach, because the game on its own is significant.
Yeah, it is significant, as we see there the teams coming out of the tunnel, and they are going to go onto the pitch. Yes, if I'm a mvura iri paside izvozvi kana kuti coffee here kana kuti tea here kana kuti ameno zvamuri kudya vana ndavabva vagara pasi vari noise, because ladies and gentlemen, we are joining Valentine Vava Mabugu and Chief Justice Majavi and Dalu Bebe for the first half commentary of the mother of all battles. Of course, it will be the national anthem first. But let's go to Emma Gumeni live. Highlanders versus Dynamos. We'll be talking to you at halftime.
Well, as you can see, the two teams about to come in. The home side, Highlanders, coming through, led by their captain, that's Ariel Sibanda, coming through. Athan Jovu there, the Nigerian all the way from Wange. The referees, officials being led by Chimene. He's one of the most trusted referees that we have in Zimbabwean football. There you go. Shadrack Nyawa, jersey number 32, is not new to this stadium as we await to hear the national anthem of the Republic of Zimbabwe. As you can see from our pictures, the match officials, Brighton Chimene is the man on the pitch there and already chatting to some of the guys there. As you can see, the Highlanders team, just before their war cry, that's their tradition. Normally when they are here and the Highlanders line up, Ariel Spanda in goals, in defense, Athan Jovu, Brian Mlocha, Melika Ngube, Marvin Spanda. There is also Andrew Mbeba, Mason Mushore, Neva Rauji, Lakmo Mutumbi, Benjamin Adigon, Atusai Nyondo. The substitutes, Rafael PTC, Mvelo Koza, and the rest of the team there. And there is also Prince Njovu, Tendai Muvuti. As you can see, the Dynamos tradition for years and years, whenever the game starts, they will go to the goalpost and kneel to pray for divine intervention, and divine intervention is exactly what they need now. They need to definitely get themselves from the 33 points that they currently have to make sure that at least they try and eclipse at least 37 or 38 points. Then they can talk about just going away and escaping relegation. Highlanders out of the picture now, giving you that war cry. Pride, Tafire Mutsa, the man that has been tested to keep Dynamos at bay and make sure that they are always there. With the war cry there, Dynamos, Timbare, making sure that they bring that camaraderie with the rest of the team, and excitement there as we're going to be giving you their lineup in a few minutes. That is the Dynamos Football Club, the fourth official there, just trying to make sure that everything, the Dynamos lineup: Prince Tafire Mutsa, Emmanuel Jalai, Abel Kotizo, Kumisai Mandiwe, Isaka Mohamed, Telmo Pio, Rose Ngwenya, Shadrach Nyawa, Wisdom Tasa, Jairus Kasondo, Leroy Mavunga. Sitting it out on the bench is Tatenda Makoni, Temptation Chiunga, Enesio Pereso, Ransom Chingwari, Valentine Kadonzo, Kit Madera, Felix Hammond, Frank Ayemand, and Denver Mundikumbuke. He is the talisman that is always called for the last 20 or 15 minutes of the game to make sure that he stays there. The referee, Chimene, just giving instruction that we are about to kick off. A match analyst today, we have very tried and tested Talibute Bebe together with the Chief Justice Majabi. They will be giving us the analysis of the game. One coached and played, the other was a player for the blue and white team, that is Highlanders, with their raised spears there to signal that the battle is about to begin. The Highlanders faithfuls in your picture there, and time, as you can see, the working scoreboard. We kick it off. Dalubushe, just your expectations of this game.
A good afternoon to you, Pradev, and a good afternoon to all the viewers out there. What a game we have today in our hands. This is the ultimate league match in Zimbabwe. Remember, I call it the Classico, the Zimbabwean El Clasico. So it is here today, and the atmosphere is electric. And if you really look at the two squads, both teams really want to win this game, Pradev.
Well, and of course, Justice, your outlook for this game.
Yeah, thank you, Pradev. And I think it's going to be an interesting one. Very motivational match. The crowd is there as well, and both teams, they rely on that. A very good free kick.
As Highlanders come in with the first offensive striker of the game. I was just talking to Jassy earlier on. Chief, what would go on in your mind when you would come in and the crowds were like this in your playing days?
This is this type of a match, it's a motivational match. It tests the players where you are. It gives you the level, and considering you playing for the biggest clubs in the country, you look at because these two clubs have got the huge following, and of course, as a player, you rise your game from this one, and it will take you. That's where you can see if you have done well or you are doing well in the league. But these are very good games. I would say every player would want to experience this. A lot of goosebumps, as you can see the magnitude of the atmosphere. It's very good atmosphere out there.
One of our best players that we love to talk about on radio with Talubushe Bebe, that's Emmanuel Jalai, and the spectators not liking a call being made by Chimene. But of course, once the referee gives that call, there's no going back. It's got to be given. It's 0-0 after we've played 2 minutes, and it's yet too early to say which team is in dominance. And as Dynamos will win themselves a free kick from range, and we wait to see how Dynamos is going to respond to this one. It's a beautiful encounter here at Barberfield Stadium. It comes in, cleared away quickly, but not so quite, as Dynamos will win it again, and it's about to go out for a throw-in on the far side. And behind that goal, Dynamos are really quick to it, bringing a cross, cleared away by Highlanders, but not so quiet. It's taken away one by Dynamos. Definitely hungry. Shadrach Nyawa comes in. They want to make sure that they try and get an early goal. Shadrach Nyawa brought down by Neva Rouge. And a bit of a tussle for the ball. And Rose Ngwenya there is just behind them. Rose Ngwenya as Shadrach Nyawa is brought down there. A veteran, he has seen a lot of battles in Zimbabwean football. Quickly taken by Dynamos, but not so quiet in terms of finding the definition of where the ball is going to. Cleared away by Gumisai Mandileya, and the ball goes out for a throw-in on the far side. A bit of a nervous start, Dalu, to the game.
Well, a statement of intent from Dynamos Football Club, because the way they are really playing shows you that they want to try and get an early goal. And unfortunately for Highlanders, they're taking the back foot, and this usually does not really augur well with the supporters. People want to see an attacking game. So yes, Dynamos are really attacking. Dynamos are really eager to score, but Highlanders are a bit subdued today. And maybe the coming of De Jong into the side has changed the aggression of the team a little bit, and you see they're a bit aggressive, and hence why they concede a lot of fouls, and that is very, very dangerous if they're going to do that in their own half.
As Rouge will come with an overlapping Beba in your pictures there. Highlanders through Melikaya there, as they will find Mutumbi. On the far side of your pictures is the Nigerian, turns in, cuts in, brings in across. Highlanders still with the impetus there, as Emmanuel Jalai, the captain, is brought down, and Chimene will award that free kick from the far side. Dynamos attacking the Mpilo end, while Highlanders are attacking the Soweto end. These two sides always brings the best out of them. We always say sometimes the coaches are out of it as the players want to go for breaking rights. As Dynamos break through, loose on the far side. Still Dynamos trying to make sure that they get to the end of it. Still in contention is the Highlanders picking up that ball and coming up with that overlap. And the Nigerian will come. He has been full of torment, this one. Mason Mushore bringing it to the left side where he finds Marvin Sibanda. The cut in still with the Nigerian. Finds Mushore. Highlanders with an impetus this time. Finding Rouge. Brings it to Andrew Mbeba, who had gone over in attack to give support as Melikaya trying to steady the ship. This is where you would have been finding the chief there, Justice. Because he would operate from that position.
Chief, very important position. I think Melikaya is going to be the most important player for Highlanders. Looking at this game, he is trying by all means in the first few minutes to detect the pace, which is very good. You have to control from the middle of the park, also detecting. And I think the interchanges were very good, especially in these early minutes. It gives, and also others will get into the game. I think it's not really bad. There is a lot of competition, a lot of pressure. Both ends, sometimes a little bit of some cautious. I can see Dynamos is getting back to try by all means to hold the line, but let's see how it goes.
Interesting as Arthur comes in for Highlanders. He's grown in confidence over the many games that he has played for Highlanders, as Andrew Mbeba will come in, switching play to the right side. Finding Mason Mushore, who comes in with a cross in the box, but a cleared away by Dynamos, but not as far as the throw in to be taken by Andrew Mbeba. Kraita Firen Mutsa also trying to command his lineup. Melikaya winning it. Andrew Mbeba, can he come in with a beautiful strike? Not so great there. Dynamos clear, but not so quiet. Highlanders through Neva Rouge. They're still in contention with Melikaya. Finding the Nigerian who gives many opposition a lot of story time. The roar that you can hear from the back downs. There is Peter de Jong, theatrics from the coach, the Highlanders coach. As July comes in, still Emmanuel July, the national team player, coming in with a cross for Dynamos in the box. And this one goes out for a corner kick, the first corner kick of the afternoon. Dalubushe Bebe will be giving us the formations of the two teams in just a bit as we await to see what culminates from that corner kick, the first corner kick of the afternoon to be taken by Dynamos. They will take it from the far side. Wait and see if they can come up with something. It's a poorly taken one, but not so quiet, as they almost wanted to bring in Wisdom Mutasa. Rouge on the left side now. Can he cut in? Yes, he cuts in. Brings it to Mshore. Andrew Beba seems to be going up front quite a lot. Arthur Maposa coming in, but Pride Tafire Muta weathers the storm. Dalubushe talking about the formations for the two teams and what their intention is.
Yeah, Brad Dave, Highlanders look set at playing a 4-3-3 with the back four having Arthur Ndlovu and Brian Mlochwa, Andrew Mbeba and Lakmo Mutubu. So basically in the middle of the park they have Melikaya, they have Mason Mshore, they have also Malvin Sibande. Up front, De Jong has really opted for physicality in terms of having Benjamin, the Nigerian, and Atusai Nyondo, the Malawian guy, and Neva Rouge. This is, for me, this is the first time these three are playing together, and this kind of combination is yet to be tested, Brad Dave. But what I see Dynamos doing is they are actually defending as a team, as we see that foul there.
Interesting, Dalubushe, but we're talking about a few weeks ago where De Jong has been putting Brian Mlocho up front to strike, but today he's more basic about his approach.
Yeah, basically that is my problem with him, because he often plays players out of position, and this issue of orientation might have a bearing effect, because in the past month he has been playing as a striker, and today it's a very difficult game. He's expected to defend.
As Highlanders will lose possession, and of course this is going to be a bit more of a physical game by all means possible, because there is high stakes in this game, and I know that these games always bring in either the best, as Malvin comes in, strikes from range, but does not put any pressure on Pride Tafire Muta. And just looking at the crowds, Chief, your thoughts in terms of the crowds that the two teams bring into this match?
Brad Dev, like I said before, big clubs in Zimbabwe, dominated by the fans, and you can see here at Baba Fields, it's really a full house. This drives their motives. You can see the way they play. It's all from this, and traditionally this team is a fierce rivalry. I think it's all together. These fans, they contribute a lot into the game, pushing their teams. It's actually going to be interesting here.
In your pictures there, looking immaculate. That's Highlanders coach Kevin Kayindu. As a bit of a break there from Chimene. I think maybe technology playing havoc on them, as I'm sure he wasn't hearing from two of their players there, or from the friends there. Quatito comes in with a cross. It's in the box on the far side. Can they try and bring something interesting there with Wisdom Mutasa? Still in possession, dribbles past 1-2, beautiful play from Wisdom Mutasa. But this bit of a miscue there. Highlanders just had to thank their gods there. as Emmanuel July comes in. Dynamos now with the impetus. Nyawa, and that's Telmo Pio on the far side there. Dynamos with an opportunity, but the referee are judging that there was a bit of a free kick. These two teams have got interesting backgrounds, Dalu. On number 9 is Highlanders on the log, and on number 14 is Dynamos with 33 points, but Highlanders have 35 points. Tells you the closeness in terms of the league itself, or the log for the bottom side. As we said, from number 9, none of the teams is safe.
Yeah, but what a very difficult situation, Brother Dave. Both of these teams need to win this game. I'm not sure how that is going to be possible, because the difference of points is just 2 points. If Highlanders loses this game, Dynamos goes on top of Highlanders by 1 point. And if Dynamos loses the game, they're going to stay where they are. So it's not a very, very easy fixture. But 3 points are wanted by either of the two teams, nevertheless.
As a second corner kick beckons for Dynamos. Would this maybe Justice talk about the amount of pressure that Dynamos is putting? They've already won 2 corner kicks in the 14 minutes we've played.
Yeah, I think what a cross, you know.
What a beautiful cross there. As they come through, Dynamos through. The man that's been full of running, that's Pio there, midfielder. He has really come in and try and put things in perspective. Raouj, who's changing positions as many times as possible. You'll find him on the right side and he'll go on the left, Justice.
Yeah, you know, I think he's playing on a free roll. Since he has got pace, I think De Jong wants him to operate both wings. So it's good if you have such a player, and it's very important to have also such a player in your team, because sometimes he gives you some difficult moments, especially if you're an opponent. In terms of marking, you might find yourselves in off positions in many times.
Just a few moments earlier, the man that's Leroy Mavunga tried something from range, but I didn't bother. As you can see from the screens, first half Highlanders 0 and Dynamos 0 in 15 minutes that we have played. Just trying to test each other. It was Highlanders that was in the goal a bit more often in the first 5 minutes, but Dynamos have been in that goal area in as many minutes as possible. Just giving you some of the games that are being played. Manica Caps United taking on Manica Diamonds, still 0-0. Highlanders taking on Dynamo, still 0-0. And of course Triangle and Chicken Inn still 0-0. That one also is a very, very serious fixture, because Triangle's also trying to get out of relegation. Chicken Inn is being roasted at the moment, and they need to start getting better, as Highlanders will pick it up from their back with Mason Mushore. Comes in the pictures there, Mason Mushore. Looks like Raouj being failed there by Shadrach Nyawa there. It's actually Abel Guatizo. And a free kick for Highlanders. For those that might be familiar with the Highlanders, or rather with Barberful Stadium, Peter de Jong decides to put on glasses maybe to see it much more clearer. It's from the Chandida area. This is where he used to torment Highlanders when he was turning out for Shabani Mine. As a cross comes in, Highlanders with an opportunity, they will score! Opening the scoreline. Brian Mlochwa and Peter de Jong obviously is excited. The crowds are up there. De Jong delirious. Those in the pictures taking a bit of a dance as Highlanders back in the 17th minute. Talubushe, some bit of lax marking.
Look at that cross from Elvin Beva. And the Dynamos defense ball watching, And Brian Mloto lacking inside there. Just extended a foot to finish that one. Jafari Mota being a stranded man. And guess what? Surprise, surprise. Brian Mloto, the scorer.
Defensive man in the CB. No one expected him to be on the score sheet. He's failed to score playing up front as a number 9. But today from defensive role, managed to find the back of the net. Brian Mloto in the 17th minute, Dalumusho. And of course, Justice, what does this mean, this early goal against Highlanders, that is Dynamos? How are they